Let's read this post by Ryan Dagler. He says, narcissists test the waters when they first meet you. They're trying to figure out what kind of defenses and boundaries you have. They'll pry for personal information casually and see if you're comfortable sharing with them or if you have your guard up. This isn't casual conversation as it's meant to look like. This is investigation. They want to know right away if you will let them cross small boundaries, and if you do, they will take that as permission to cross increasingly larger boundaries later on. And that's what they're looking for, someone who they can get away with violating. This is why it's so important to stay grounded in your instincts during those early interactions. If something feels off, it probably is. A narcissist doesn't respect boundaries. They scan for weaknesses. The moment you show hesitation to enforce a limit, they clock it as an opportunity. And the moment you enforce a boundary, they only see an obstacle. Protect your space, trust your gut, and remember, someone who's genuinely kind won't treat your boundaries like they're a challenge to overcome. This is an important topic for narc abuse survivors or family scapegoats because it begs the question, how do you heal and thrive beyond the abuse without inviting or accidentally allowing more narcissists into your life? You might have heard people say something along the lines of, if you have survived narcissist abuse, then you're more prone to allow more narcissists into your life, and that's because you're trained, it's familiar to you, that kind of conditioning, that kind of fake love, the chemistry, all of that is just triggering your wounds. And a lot of people confuse that for genuine attraction, genuine love, and really it's just your traumas being triggered by these people. And so that's why we attract them, because they are filling those voids that our family and family scapegoat situation or past narcissist relationships left. He says in that tweet that they will test your boundaries, they will say things casually, and they just will, and you being a scapegoat or just someone that's empathetic or someone that values truth and honesty, you don't see that as manipulation, because you just see it as, oh, they're just being themselves, they're just being expressive. But if you want to thrive beyond this abuse, beyond narcissistic abuse, then you have to really pick up on all those red flags in the beginning stages. He said this isn't casual conversation, it's an interrogation or an investigation, and that's so true. And that it's super important to stay grounded in your instincts. But as a narc abuse survivor, if you're a family scapegoat, this is some deep-rooted trauma. So how do you even know if your instincts are correct? Are your instincts, flawed because of how infiltrated they've been by the narcs? Like, your instinct told you to stick up for yourself, and that was met with, further abuse. So it's like, this is such gray area when you're a scapegoat, especially. But you will know. Your body will continually protect you and tell you if something's off. And that, as a scapegoat, is something you really have to focus on and believe, even if you don't have any outward proof or evidence of the matter. Because as a scapegoat, you are a walking magnet for more narcissists. And you just cannot keep looking outwardly for proof or evidence to validate your inner experience. You need to hone in on your inner experience and how you feel around them or after talking to them, or little red flags that you notice and were like, that's interesting, but it just wasn't enough for you to really cut them off or anything. And this leads into the next point, or my point, that being grounded in yourself also includes being grounded in your boundaries with everyone and anyone. Because, like he said, anyone who's genuinely kind will not be offended or find a problem with your boundaries. And this will weed out the people who are just trying to use you, the narcissists, and the people who are genuinely just want to be part of your life. And so how do you thrive beyond the abuse? It's honing in on your instincts and your gut and how you feel with somebody, regardless of outside evidence. Regardless. You have to actually work backwards, not wait for proof that someone is good or that they're bad, that they are a narcissist. No, because they are like chameleons. They will use, and they just use so many tactics, and they seem like normal people, and they'll casually do these things, but deep down they aren't evolved human beings. And if you've been a scapegoat, you've had to evolve, you've had to survive. And so at this point in your life, you cannot allow more narcissists to come and bring you back down after you're trying to thrive and you're finally released from those dynamics. And you must put up boundaries and just see how they react. And this is a safeguard tool for you to test people, really, before you allow them into your space, because this is some dangerous games, and there are some dangerous and evil and manipulated narcissistical people out there. You must view the people who want to be a part of your lives as a literal test. Like you're a boss and they are an employee, and you're interviewing them to see if they can have the capacity, if they have the qualifications to be a part of your life. And that's just how it has to be. Because you've tried to just let people into your life based off just feelings and chemistry and the kind words or however they manipulate or love bomb or whatever, and those people ended up being manipulative, being narcissists. And especially when you come from a family scapegoat, you just have to be extra careful. And that's why that might seem intense, but I truly mean you being a boss and them being employees applying to be a part of your life. And so you need to actually consciously set boundaries in place and see how they will react to it. And I know you as a scapegoat, it's not a normal thing. It's not like, it's very uncomfortable because you want to thrive beyond the abuse. And how can we do that if more narcissists are also being allowed into your life? How can you heal beyond the abuse when you just healed and now you're getting punched again emotionally by another narc? But it's super necessary. And if you're a family scapegoat, you must turn all of that pain and suffering of you enduring the narcissist in your life and turn that into your strength, into your armor, into your shield. Because out in the world, these people are not going to look out for you or try to protect you, and you have to do it for yourself. Like he said in the tweet, he said that they scan for weaknesses. And so you being a nice person, you being open, you not calling them out on their casual negs or their casual violations of your boundaries to see what they can get away with, you just thinking that you're being a nice person, they're seeing that as weakness. They're seeing that as, oh, okay, let's see how much more I can get. And so the quicker that you find out or that you're able to clock it, the more you are able to continue thriving and healing from this abuse and these dynamics. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way, is that being kind is not the same as being nice. So you can still be kind and still be a good person, but not be overly nice and not exhibit signs of weakness or exhibit signs of you can come play me or you can cross my boundaries. You have to call it out, and that's not being mean. You think that it's going against being nice or kind, but it's not. It's you being nice and kind to yourself by calling it out and not allowing people to violate you like that, even in the small ways. The more you do so, the easier it will get. Like, for example, I was at work the other day, and this one person tried to kind of come up on me. Like, they're very tall, and like they just, I can tell they were just trying to intimidate me. And I just stood standing tall. I didn't back up because my natural instinct was to back up because they're coming on to me like this, and I'm like, whoa, okay. I just stood in my same spot, and they were just like right here, and they were talking to me very fast paced, very blunt, and I was like, yep, we have this, blah blah blah, blah. Standing my ground. And this will show in your nonverbal cues and how you move and relate to other people, because you won't back up or you won't be like, oh yeah we have that, or we don't. No, you'll be grounded in your truth and grounded in yourself, and you will exhibit strength because you are not showing weakness to them, and you're not inviting more violations. And if that person wanted to try to, invoke or become another narcissist in my life, they know off the jump that I won't stand for it, just based off how I interacted with them and how I didn't succumb and submit to their illusion of strength or intimidation. I promise you, the more you do it, the more you'll get comfortable with it. The more you'll be grounded in your truth and grounded in yourself and your gut, and you won't let these people try to sway you and try to cross your boundaries or whatever, because you are evolved and healed and you're strong. You are. Again, here we thrive beyond the abuse. We don't focus on the narcs. We don't focus on them. They're literally textbook. We know how they are. We know everything that they do. How do we actually thrive beyond it? How do we actually not allow more of them into our lives? And how do we heal? And let's heal together. So this is Aisha, and thank you for listening. Bye.